Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Got some information for you may or may not have heard already. It's been out a couple of hours. I'm talking about the Durham Annex report that is being unraveled, explained, exposed. Now, we are going to find out a whole lot about this burn bag reports that are involved with this Durham Annex as well. But we do not know exactly how long they have been in possession. The FBI has been in possession of these burn bags. We did find out earlier this year that Dan Bongino and Kash Patel said they found a room in the FBI building, a skip that was obviously meant to have information that it was meant to be destroyed. Basically, a whole bunch of smoking gun evidence. They said we got stacks of information, stacks of evidence. Well, hopefully, what's coming out in collaboration with what they just received or just found, with the help of these citizen journalists and the exposure of the right-wing media, with the right-wing media helping, hopefully enough people will see that not only Obama, but Hillary Clinton today is now directly implicated, along with George Soros, in being involved in the 2016 election. We're going to find out they were involved in the 2020 election as well, but that's coming at a later date. This is just the beginning. This is just the first layer of this blooming onion when it comes to breaking down the deep state, starting with George Soros money, Hillary Clinton, bad intentions, crappy law firm, sinister intentions, the deep state, CIA director, FBI director, NSA director, all no good for the country, former DOJ director, no good either. So many bad actors in this whole situation. But a lot of these situations are tied together, and these investigations will be corroborated. That way, not only will Nancy Pelosi go to jail for her part in the obstructing January 6th Capitol Police from doing their job, and things of that nature, but maybe we'll get her on insider trading as well, and bribery. See, we need to get them with 3 or 4 charges. Every one of them prove they're racketeering, RICO Act criminals. I'm talking about all these politicians that helped screw the pooch when it came to trying to steal the will of the people and not let Donald Trump win the election or actually serve his term out without being harassed, spied on, taken advantage of, lied about, prosecuted, impeached, and even shot at, all in the name of trying to keep the Democrats in power. And it's obvious now. I think most people see this. The writing is on the wall, but more and more over the next year or so, we're going to find out so many details that we didn't know, including some that I found out for the first time today. So stick around, folks. There's a couple nuggets in here that I thought was really, really good information. Some of the stuff you may already have known, not necessarily about the Durham Annex, but some of the Durham report if you followed that as well. But they now are going to be able to take the Durham information with what they've already got, and they're going to put it all together. They're going to work it with a task force that they have built in order to work towards prosecutions of the people directly involved. That's what I wanted to hear. All right, let me grab my glasses real quick. Get my little goggles out. I call them goggles because I hate to wear them. It says a declassified annex related to the Durham report has been released, says Grok, providing further insight into the origin of the 2016 election investigation involving allegation of Russian interference. The document suggests involvement with key figures in the previous administration, talking about the Obama administration, including Hillary Clinton, in promoting these allegations with reference to the FBI to amplify the narrative. The specifics from the annex relate to actions taken by Clinton and her campaign in response to scrutiny over her use of a private email server. So the whole Benghazi destroying her email server, having her bleach bit her servers, and destroy her phones with BlackBerry phones with a hammer. All that, I believe, was to cover some of the things that she had said in emails involving national security. But there's also the possibility that she was destroying evidence that proved she was behind this criminality, otherwise known as the Russia collusion narrative. So I think Hillary Clinton and her direct benefactor, George Soros, are fixing to have to pay the price. Now, maybe I'm just wishful thinking, got full of hopium. But I would love to see George Soros and Hillary Clinton, if nothing else, come to court and have to answer questions. Now, Tulsi Gabbard says a whistleblower, she put out a report today, says a whistleblower reveals how they were threatened by a supervisor to go along with Obama's direct Russia hoax intelligence. Whistleblowers coming out today, folks. Says even though they knew it was not credible or accurate, the whistleblower refused. Yesterday, we released a whistleblower first-hand account on what happened in the crafting of the January 2017 ICA report. Their years-long efforts to expose the egregious manipulation of manufactured or intelligence carried out by the highest levels of government, the intelligence community detailed in previous releases, and how they were repeatedly ignored. So there was somebody on the inside screaming, somebody in here is weaponizing this stuff and not acting right, not treating these cases fairly. We see what's going on. And they were like, shh, man. So there was some good guys in there at the time that were not in agreement with this not standard procedure way of doing things. Says thank you to the courageous whistleblowers and others who are now coming forward. Yes, putting their own well-being on the line to defend our democratic republic, ensure the American people that we know the truth, and to hold those responsible accountable. So if these whistleblowers put their ass on the line to come forward to point the finger at some of these people that we already kind of have an idea of who they were, what they were involved in, but we didn't know some of the details like this one here. See, people need to be prosecuted for threatening their employees over secrecy of a crime. That is criminal in itself. So hopefully we will get some prosecution, since these people are having to stick their neck out there in order to help. You know, if you're going to help fix a problem, let's make sure the problem gets fixed when it's all said and done, since people are putting their ass on the line, literally, to come out and speak about this stuff. All right, folks, we got some information here from the great Caroline Levitt. She is discussing what we found out today about the weaponized FBI and CIA directors' involvement and all this stuff.
I want to start with our new media seat, Ben Weingarten. Why don't you go ahead, Ben?
Thank you. In light of the release, the declassification of the annex to the Durham report today, beyond any potential prosecutions, the outcomes of which will likely be uncertain, what does the president believe justice for Russiagate ought to entail? Might it include restitution for those whose lives were upended as a consequence of Russiagate, and perhaps a major reorganization of the national security apparatus?
Well, I think a major organization of the national security apparatus, at least here at the White House within the National Security Council, has indeed taken place, and the president entrusts his current CIA director, John Ratcliffe, and our ODNI director, Tulsi Gabbard, to make the necessary changes to ensure classified intelligence, especially that could implement or hurt the national security of our country, does not make its way into the hands of irresponsible actors who want to politicize that intelligence for their own end. Since you brought up the declassification report that was put out by Senator Grassley today, I'm glad you brought it up, because this should be a story every outlet in this room should be covering. This is further evidence that Hillary Clinton approved the Russia hoax against President Trump. Her campaign financed it. Again, she approved it. And the FBI and the CIA were both weaponized to, as our director of CIA has said, accelerate this hoax against then candidate and former President.
Don't forget about the media.
Trump. To answer the heart of your question, the president wants to see justice served, and he trusts the Attorney General and the Department of Justice to implement that justice and hold these people accountable.
One more question.
Trump wants people to pay the price for their crimes, and he is reiterating that to his chiefs, and she is relaying it to us. So, Pam Bondi, you know what to do. We shouldn't have to tell you anymore. Now, there is a lot of little nuggets I found today in watching a little bit of this, and I haven't really skimmed the whole surface, but they've now proven that George Soros money, or at least Open Society Foundation money, contributed to Hillary Clinton and was a part of this whole situation. As a matter of fact, they knew about it before anybody else. Says this is groundbreaking. A George Soros-tied organization has been caught red-handed, colluding with Hillary Clinton and the FBI to demonize President Trump.
Special counsel John Durham's investigation into the origins of the Trump-Russia narrative began in 2019, ended 4 years later in 2023. Now, he took two people to trial, lost both times, but he did, Harris, secure a plea deal with a former FBI lawyer. Durham's final report, a 300-page document. Here he is in 2023.
Our findings were sobering. I can tell you, having spent 40 years plus as a federal prosecutor, they are particularly sobering to me.
Now, for the first time, we're seeing this declassified now annex. It's 29 pages. It discusses more allegations and information about the Clinton campaign's alleged efforts to discredit then-candidate Trump. Durham obtained emails via Russian intelligence, and the emails were allegedly written by a man named Leonard with the Open Society Foundation. That's the foundation tied to George Soros. According to the annex, Leonard writes about a Clinton campaign advisor named Julianne. She's also referred to by Julie and Julia. One of the emails says, Julie says it will be a long-term affair to demonize Putin and Trump. Now it is good for a post-convention bounce. Later, the FBI will put more oil into the fire. In another email obtained by Durham, Leonard allegedly wrote, HRC, meaning Hillary Rodham Clinton, approved Julia's idea about Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections. That should distract people from her own missing email, especially.
So you're telling me this staffer or someone well connected that we don't know, otherwise known as Julia, come up with the idea. She was the architect of the thought process to start this whole slow roll of not just spying on Trump, but dirtying him up through the use of the FBI. Now, who is she again? Why hasn't she been questioned yet? Isn't she number one on the subpoena list? I would think so. She works for George Soros, Open Society Foundation. Can we get a subpoena on that one? Is she out of the country?
Especially if the affair goes to the Olympic level. Now, Mr. Durham interviewed Julie, who told him that she didn't draft or recall receiving any of these Leonard emails. The annex goes on to explain that the FBI was fully alerted to the possibility that at least some of the information it received about the Trump campaign might have origins with the Clinton campaign or Russian disinformation, but the FBI apparently dismissed that information, quote, as not credible without any investigative steps actually having been taken to either corroborate or disprove the allegations. I want to be clear, we've reached out to those mentioned in this annex that I just brought up in this report, but we have yet to hear back.
Oh, they ghosting. Now, I think somebody needs to ask Miss Julie some more questions now that there has been some light shed on this whole situation. This thing is a little convoluted. A little bit of history about we knew about Hillary and her emails and the whole destroying her information, but we really thought we knew why she was destroying her servers and all this stuff. Maybe we don't know what all she was doing. Maybe she was laundering money while she was with the State Department. Maybe she was colluding against Trump. Maybe she was taking bribes. Maybe she was having people killed. I would go with E, all of the above. Just my guess. Hopefully, Hillary Clinton is in deep doo-doo. I know her health is bad, so they'll probably just put her in an old folks' home without a view at best. But at this point, I'm ready to see any Democrat go to jail. Just send a senator to jail, just for good measure. Just to let them know we're not taking this crap. One of these obviously crooked politicians. We've got crooked politicians in every level of the government. No doubt about it. Since this is a smoking gun evidence inside the Durham Annex, it is authenticated by further If it is authenticated by further investigation, it means liberal mega donor George Soros' team knew the whole Clinton plan for Russiagate hoax 4 days. You hear me? 4 days before the FBI opened up the probe. And so did Obama, Brennan, Comey, Clapper, Hillary, the architect, and obviously this Julia lady who thought it was a great idea. So George Soros may not have been the architect. Maybe he was. Maybe it was his idea and he sent it down the pipe to Julia. But obviously, Julia and George Soros, being one of his leaders of one of his foundations, were in good copacetic conversation to bring this about. This may have been George Soros' idea, folks, to be honest with you. And Hillary Clinton just was willing to placate it. George Soros probably sent her the money to get started, and she jumped on it, hook, line, and sinker, with some of the lawyers that probably George Soros knew would go for it. The Perkins Coie Group. You know, they farmed out all this investigation to other countries, to England and to Russia, just to try to keep the CIA from looking like they were involved. FBI, like they were involved in spying on a sitting president. But, truth be known, they were. Now, Hillary Clinton is guilty of criminal conspiracy, conspiring with the intelligence and the White House officials to violate the CIA's charter and Executive Order 12333, says Mike Benz, which explicitly prohibits the agency from conducting intelligence operations against U.S. citizens within the United States. Sounds like an act of treason if you're actively using our military apparatus to work against our citizens. Well, this is what that's what I think about
it's
Hillary.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
We want to remind the audience to please not...
Still funny. I ain't gonna lie. It's still funny. And I brought you that video today because of the fact the number one trending thing for 4 or 5 hours now on Twitter is this one right here. Arrest Hillary. Trending. Number one political post. Number one in politics. Arrest Hillary. Number one trending in USA and on X. You think there's something to that, maybe? You think we're just over here salivating at the thought of Hillary going to jail? Yes, we are. Now that we found out George Soros' money is involved in the whole idea to take Trump out in early 2016, just makes me wish Trump would find a way to bring George Soros back to the United States, have him extradited by marshals or something. Who knows? I don't think he's an American citizen, but I think he has been to this country before. So come on over, George. Come hang out with us. See if we can maybe snatch him up and throw some prosecution at him, because we know he's a criminal. No doubt about it, folks. One of the people I listen to quite a bit says Tulsi is using the position of the DNI in a way that the deep state never saw coming. It is no longer just talk. Evidence has been dropped for all to see. These are the days that I never thought I would see. Welcome to the Republic. Long live the Republic. Now, this guy here, I like to finish my videos out with this guy's commentary because he's spot on. He's great. And if you ever want to go look this guy up on TikTok, I believe that's his main channel, TikTok and Facebook. It's 3D printed Ford parts is the name of his channel, because obviously he's a mechanic. All right, folks, let's get into it. I have got a great clip here. This guy, he's absolutely right.
From the intelligence.
He's absolutely right. Spot on, spot on.
Oh, today is the day Hillary Clinton regrets making an enemy out of Tulsi Gabbard. Probably shouldn't have called her a Russian agent. Now, Tulsi just went on Benny Johnson's show and says that Hillary Clinton colluded with a foreign intelligence agency to undermine the 2016 election. That's called treason, bitch. Oh, and Tulsi didn't stop there. Published all of the smoking gun emails in their own words right on the CIA's website. Chuck Grassley has them, says they're going to hold congressional hearings, drag them in, throw them in front of Congress under fucking threat of perjury. Oh, yeah, and guess what? Because Obama has presidential immunity, he cannot take the fifth. So it's either bend and roll, burn them down. How this goes? Oh, this is gonna be epic shit show at its fucking best, people. And like, you wonder, like, are these fucking deep state fucks and the Democrats just such fucking criminals? Are they fucking idiots? Do they not know that they just left this evidence just laying around? I mean, I thought Hillary was the master of bleach bit and smashing fucking servers. Where were you at on that one, Hillary? Well, they also pointed out that a lot of this should have been alerted to Trump during his first term in his presidential daily briefings from the intelligence agencies. So people within Trump's first term cabinet, they're also fucking somehow guilty in all of this shit. Oh my God, I can't wait for the finger pointing to start. Who's gonna roll on who first? Oh, this is what we've all been waiting for. Let the fireworks begin while the fucking rats start jumping ship and pointing fingers. Here we go. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. These are good days. Good luck to you all. Long live the Republic. Today is the...
Like he says, folks, long live the Republic. Now, I seen a video a couple days ago I played for y'all, and someone was on I think it was on Newsmax, one of their commentators, and he says that Ted Cruz, while running against Trump, was working with the Democrats to try to unseat Trump from possibly winning, including being behind the origination of the Russia collusion hoax. He was all for it. Now, I have no proof of that other than that's what he said, and I was never able to find any corroborating evidence to prove that. So we may find out that our great senator from Texas here, Ted Cruz, who I do like most of the time, the way he votes. I like the way he votes most of the time. May have, like so many other Republicans, only wanted to be Trump's friend when it was beneficial. Other than that, it's dog eat dog here in politics, in Congress, when it comes to running for president, when it comes to fighting for your position. These people are killers, literally killers. And you can take that however you want to. We know about the body counts and different Clinton body counts and different things that are conspiracy theorized along the way. Well, with every conspiracy theory, there's a little bit of truth in there that started the whole thing most of the time. That's what I got for you today, folks. Hopefully you keep your heads down, but keep your head on a swivel. Everybody hopefully stays safe out there. We'll be doing a massive feeding again this weekend with the homeless. Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, doing it live as usual. Hopefully we will have as many listeners as we've had over the last couple of weeks. It has been great to see so many people pop on the channel just to see what it's all about. If you haven't yet, Sunday midday, usually Saturday midday or Sunday midday, do it live. You're welcome to hit the notification bell to catch all of my videos, which is about 4 or 5 days a week. I pump out a video 5 out of 7 usually. But at any rate, I just wanted to let everybody know, thanks for watching the channel if you stuck around this long. Have a nice day. See you soon. Over and out.